questions about that aggression. Has the U.S. determined that Russia used a ballistic weapon last night in retaliation for the U.S. authorizing the use of ATACMS by the Ukrainian government?
So a couple of things. So obviously we are aware of Russia's launch of an intermediate range ballistic missile against Ukraine. Ukraine has withstood countless attacks from Russia. We have seen that repeatedly over the past more than 2 years now. We briefed Ukraine and our close allies, partners in recent days to help them prepare. As the President announced earlier this year, the United States is providing Ukraine with hundreds of additional Patriot and AMRAAMS missiles to strengthen its air defense. Many of these are air defense missiles have been delivered already as a consequence of that President's decisions to divert air defense exports to Ukraine, and deliveries of additional air defense missiles to Ukraine are ongoing. And as I just stated, the President in September, on September 29th to be more exact, he talked about surging continued assistance, security assistance to Ukraine. And so we're going to continue to do that, and that is going to make sure they're strengthening their capabilities, including air defense, and put Ukraine in the best possible position on the battlefield. And just yesterday, as I mentioned moments ago, we were able to announce another security assistance. And so that's going to continue. And so we will not be deterred here. We are going to continue to make sure that the Ukrainians have what they need on the ground.
Now that Russia says it is changing its nuclear doctrine to essentially lower the bar for when it can use nuclear weapons, does the U.S. need to change its nuclear posture as well?
So let's not forget, we said earlier this month that we were not surprised by Russia's announcement that it would update its nuclear doctrine. And so Russia has been signaling its attempt to update its doctrine for several weeks, and observing no changes to Russia's nuclear posture. We have not seen any reason to adjust our own nuclear posture or doctrine in response to Russia's statements. So this is more of the same irresponsible rhetoric that we continue to hear from Russia, which we have seen for the past more than 2 years now, if you think about their aggression, their war against Ukraine. And so, and I've talked about it a little bit moments ago about the use of DPRK soldiers in combat operations against Ukraine. It presents a significant escalation of its war. Again, they are the ones, they, meaning Russia, are the ones that are escalating this war. And so we are not going to be deterred here. We're going to continue, we're going to certainly continue to be there for the brave people of Ukraine.
Have U.S. officials been able to determine what Russia is giving North Korea in exchange for North Korean soldiers fighting in this war?
So I'm not going to certainly get into specifics on that. What I can say is what we have been very clear about is our determination to be very clear here about our continued support certainly for the Ukrainian people as they continue to deal with this aggression, this escalation from Russia. And so we have said that we're certainly concerned about Russia's decisions. We see it as it being born out of desperation, what they're doing, and it's born out of desperation because they now are seeing high casualties, right? The Russians are, and so now what they're doing is they're turning to DPRK to supply them soldiers to continue their brutal war against Ukraine. And so, look, it's not going to deter us. They're the ones escalating. We're going to continue to provide support to the Ukrainians as they continue to push back against Russia's aggression. That is not going to stop us from doing that. Okay.